Right, new Arbiter. Spoilers.
Definitely
Spoilers.
Just
Definitely.
by virtue of that image, but anyway.
Spoilers.
Yeah.
So new NPC IDs and VA sound files have been data mined from the PTR client for both Clea and Pelagos, revealing who the next Arbiter will be.
Pelagos.
It's Pelagos, Arbiter Pelagos. So Clea, what do you mean? No, but your soul, you do not have to do this. I do not want to let you go.
Voice actor did a great job of that. Not being sarcastic.
You've listened? Oh, I haven't listened to it yet.
Yeah, no, like...
Oh, okay. I thought you were taking the piss out of my read.
Oh, no. Actually, like, this was voice lines. That I believe it was Mr. GM was the first one to find them. But it was, threw them up on Twitter, and I was like, I see, that's nicely done.
Yeah.
Good enough. But then I thought about what it meant and went, fuck. But anyway.
Yep, so Pelagos, sorry I couldn't become an acolyte. Mawwalker, my friend, without you, I may never have found a path.
Mawwalker, my friend, I haven't learned your name.
Yes, what a funny joke, co-host.
Yep.
But it's just that, here's a fucky about this. And again, this just shows that the narrative design of this expansion is so fucked. My character barely knows who Pelagos is. I've spent barely any time with Pelagos. I'm not a Kyrian. This is a major emotional beat of the Shadowlands expansion, and to 1/4 of the players, it's going to work. And for everyone else, we haven't seen Pelagos' character arc.
Yeah.
And so from my experience of seeing Pelagos, he's going to go from, I doubt myself. I am the Arbiter!
Fuck, you're
Which is, I'm not saying that this with Pelagos is a bad story. I'm saying that the telling of it is not going to land with all of the players.
Yep.
I mean, that's that, right? And I mean, I don't want to be sort of here raining in their parade, but part of the narrative design is how players experience the narrative, the telling of the narrative. Yeah. And I mean, I don't know, man. Swap to Kyrian right now and do the campaign, and you'll be able to understand Pelagos, I suppose.
Yeah. Well, actually, one thing on that, actually, right? So now you could use the argument that you can swap your Covenant freely, provided you're at 80 renown, which I hope a lot of players are. I definitely am, haha. But, you can swap your Covenant freely, so you can go and engage with the Kyrian story. You can go and learn about Pelagos before this happens. Obviously, you shouldn't know this before it goes in, so you wouldn't know to do that, of course. But also, what would have happened if we didn't give all the feedback that Covenants needed to be freely swappable, and then people, in order to experience the whole thing, which leads to an important narrative beat and understanding it fully, was actually locked behind a massive downturn, or if they seemingly had their way.
Meaningful.
Yeah, it would have been a meaningful narrative decision that they made at the start of the expansion, which means they don't understand this one. I wonder if that fits into their Shadowlands was designed as 3 acts and everything was considered narratively designed the whole way. Anyway,
oops.
I also disagree that this is a good story. I think it is bad, but what I'm going to say is, I don't really mind Pelagos as a character, right?
It's their Bran Stark in the Iron Throne moment.
Yeah, Pelagos, sure, fine, decent enough character. Actually, it was a character, which is more than a lot of Covenants got. So I thought Pelagos' arc was relatively okay. It was done a bit hasty because it just sort of was like,
it'd be better than Arbiter Moonberry,
Of course, yeah.
Who the hell's she?
Of course, yeah, but they're just making a new Arbiter. I'm sure a decent few of you have. If you've been paying attention to the storyline of the Shadowlands and how the Kyrian have evolved throughout it all, they've taken on a completely different form. They've taken on a new sort of philosophy. They're not the same Kyrian that came in the first time. After dealing with all the Uther stuff, they went, maybe we should reflect on how we do things around here. Maybe we shouldn't be just so strictly duty-bound. Maybe we should consider the outcome. And the whole point of the Arbiter, then, is to have the purpose or this solitary duty decide everything, decide where everyone goes. So the part of this that would have actually worked, and everyone, and I speaking for everyone, of course, as I do.
Oh yeah, that's it. Man of the people.
Would have enjoyed it substantially more. And thought it would have actually a clever bit of thing that sort of puts meaning behind the Kyrian's choice, is if the Kyrian had decided to take on the role of the Arbiter themselves as a collective, and then, maybe the Pantheon of Death overall could have some oversight into it now that they're all united. They could, meet for brunch every Tuesday and talk about how it's going. But the Kyrian would, because they're going and picking up the fucking souls anyway, as they do, they bring it to the Arbiter. Why do they not bring it to a Kyrian council to decide where it goes? Because the Arbiter's clearly, the purpose failed Zoval.
Well, like, if the Kyrians do that, then how come there's just an endless torrent of souls dropping into the Shadowlands? Even though we all know the Machinery of Death's broke.
Yeah, but that's what the Kyrians do. The Kyrians pick up every soul. They decide if the soul's death is actually a valid death or not, pick it up and bring it back. So why do they not make the decision when they're there?
Yeah.
Why do they not bring the soul back to the council and go, well, while we're here deciding if it should die or not, we should figure out which afterlife it goes. And we can be wrong. There can be oversight. We can make changes. We can have this like system that adapts over time and evolves and learns, as opposed to this static fucking shit that proved false. And the whole point of the Shadowlands Covenant story was the way things wasn't good enough and wasn't going to work.
Yeah, no, that's definitely true. And there's another point just for Pelagos as a character. Like one of the things about Pelagos is, it's really weird because it's also in the Kyrian story where you're supposed to purge who you are, because the whole point of Pelagos is that Pelagos had like a feminine form in life, she was a masculine form in death. So I don't know, it's like a trans allegory or something, because it's not literally, because character dies and kind of like reborn as a new or whatever, but whatever, right? But that's like a key part of Pelagos's character. So it's you could have maybe said like the Pelagos's whole thing at the start is struggling with struggling with who he is, struggling with doubt, struggling to move forward, and all of that. I think he does make some progress in overcoming those doubts. I don't think it's a super satisfying end to this character's journey, given what I think that transition is supposed to represent for the character in the story. I don't think it's a super satisfying thing that it just seems to be to throw your soul into the hole. Because, the Arbiter is a robot.
Yep.
I don't know. I get the feeling here that it's like, I don't know. I just don't think it's a real satisfying end to that character. I think the people who really liked Pelagos for, who Pelagos was, probably not going to be overly thrilled, about this one.
No.
So, odd way to take it. Of course, it needs to, remain to be seen how it's actually done in game, how it's told.
Yeah.
Maybe circumstances will make it, make it a little bit more sense or be more emotionally satisfying.
And even quite literally, if you were to speak to Pelagos, who died and made you Arbiter? It's like, now I can direct the flow of souls to the afterlives or they justly deserve. Like, well, pretty big of you to say you can do that effectively. So I guess all of the doubts are truly gone now as an egotistical maniac.
It also will be quite weird if Pelagos does that and then like Pelagos' soul kind of goes into like a very feminine body. If they're using the same Arbiter, like that would be really weird. So I assume we're making you Arbiter. You know what I mean? I saw some people, I think it was Ian Bates actually, a red shirt guy, of course, who I think there was like some animation reference that made him think that, and tread carefully there, Blizz. Tread carefully.
Strange.